Kelly, here's a video of Carson. I've got several videos of her. Not sure if we're going to be able to get to them all today or not. But here's just an example um, of what we've been talking about with her. It's like we've done with all the others. We'll go through it at regular speed so you see it the way I saw it. Then we'll kind of break it down frame by frame. Um, there's her there's the swing. I believe the result was a ground ball to short, maybe third. Um, but as we break it down, you can see she's in a better position um, than she had been getting in. As you see, the knee is inside the foot, which is a huge plus. Um, then we'll draw our line here to check her load. She does have a bit of a load here. She actually does attempt a small load. It's not necessarily a true hitting from just a static position, but a kid of her size, of her power, would definitely generate more, or would definitely benefit more from generating um, a bigger load and getting them into a better position of attack. As we go through the swing here, we watch. Here's the beginning of her load here. You see the weight shift slightly back. So you see the big line there where the center of her body was, and now she has shifted some. And now, again, probably the big thing with her, just like we've talked about, in this frame right here, she kind of begins her stride. Her stride foot begins to pick up, and what you'll notice is, as soon as that stride foot picks up, you see her weight start to shift backward, or start to shift back towards the front. So she's shifting power, she's shifting weight forward with that stride foot still in the air. So she's basically just moving forward with her body. Now she's back to the position to where she started. As you see the line there, basically cutting her in half. Now, as she gets to heel plant, or she starts to get to heel plant, she's actually at toe touch now. As you see the toe kind of starting to touch the ground. What we'll notice is she's kind of lost that position of having her knee inside her foot on that back side. So now she's gotten back to letting that back knee point backwards. Back knee's basically pointing towards the catcher now, which is going to make it impossible to drive that back knee and back hip and fully generate power. And again, as we continue through, now she's at heel plant, and you see basically what she's done is she's moved her body back toward the catcher and now moved her body back forward. All right, now she's ahead of where she started because the tall line right here indicated where the center of her body was when she started her swing. And here she is at contact. And as we've discussed many times, there's very little angle here, which leads to the swing just coming flat through the zone and producing the ground ball. If we could get her to be in a position like that, kind of with the front of her body, she'd be able to get on plane with the ball quicker and basically cut the ball in half, producing line drives and eventually, with her power, numerous home runs. The final thing that I'd like for you to take note of is the hip turn. At this position, she's fairly well turned. But again, it's almost, her hips almost recoil at contact instead of continuing to drive on through the ball. We want that back hip really driving and turning on through the ball, not recoiling. But again, tremendous potential. Needs some work, obviously. Honestly, she's probably been successful to this point just because of her size and strength. She's been able to get away with a lot of things, but unless proper technique starts being put in place quickly, what you're going to see is pitchers pretty much begin to dominate her. All the strength in the world is not going to be able to catch up as she gets up to 14U and 16U and even 18U with bad mechanics. So we definitely got to get her fine-tuned so she can tap into all that potential.